For gamers. So today's topic is something I've seen come up absolutely numerous times on YouTube and everywhere else really. Not just about video games, it comes up about TV series, about Disney, Netflix, movies, everything, which is wokeism. And I see it more often now in video games as well, as a topic or as things I see myself. And I just wanted to make a short video talking about why that's so ridiculous, annoying and unnecessary. And actually it turns out I'm in literally the perfect game for that conversation. So as you know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, this is Watch Dogs Legion. We're in London and this is Noor, and obviously she would be considered, I suppose, a woke character because she's not white. And this is London, which is very multicultural if you've never been, and if you run around the street you can see all these characters which are all manner of colour and age and denomination, because that's what London is, and that's fine and that's good. And the reason I'm saying this is a perfect game to demonstrate why you don't need to have woke characters and why woke shouldn't be a thing, because it should be a natural thing. And what I mean by that is this is London, there's loads and loads of characters from all ethnicities all over the place. There's not more women than men, because there wouldn't be. It's London, so there's women, there's men in equal proportions like there would be. There's all the different races and colours represented, because there would be, and that's not woke, that's London, that's how it is. And so this game, which you could look at, if you didn't know anything about London, you could look at this game and go, oh my god, there's so many non-white characters, so many black characters, etc, etc, etc. But actually there's not. This is how London is. So it's not woke, it's real. And the point to what I'm saying is that you shouldn't and you don't need to have wokeness in anything, because you don't need to have diversity when you're talking about a diverse topic, which is like how life is in London and other cities obviously as well, other places, because it's perfectly normal to have diversity. You don't need to force it on people, because everyone is different, and it's completely represented by how this game is, and that's fine. And when wokeism and diversity becomes a thing and becomes annoying and becomes stupid, I'm talking about video games, but it's also a thing in movies and series, it's when it's forced. When you think up a reason why you need to find a secret back origin to make a character Oriental who actually you'll say, this is the one who was a samurai, or this is the one time that there was a black woman in ancient medieval times in King Arthur's court, and you think up a reason to add a character that even in flimsy context would never really have been, and it's like the one and only one there would have been, so it's not representative at all, it's not diverse, it's actually the opposite, because you're thinking up reasons to add a character where either there wouldn't have been one, or where the evidence is very flimsy, or if there was one, which there might have been, it would be of one of millions who weren't. So that's not diversity at all, that's the opposite. So yes, diversity is great when it's appropriate. If it's appropriate, you don't need to do anything, because your product, whether it's a video game or a movie or a series, is going to reflect that perfectly, and that's what it should do. If we made a video game about London and everyone was white or black or Asian or anything, that would be bad, or women, that would be ridiculous, because it's not. So equally, if you make a video game about a place where everyone is, it doesn't have to be white, it can be a game in in the Middle East, and you find one character that you find a stretch to find a character that was a white woman to be in the Middle East doing something, that would also be wrong. Equally, so it doesn't matter what the setting is. If you try to learn or a black character or an Asian character or whatever it might be, into a setting where they don't belong, artificially, or at least at best artificially completely, or at worst, or at best I suppose, by a real stretch of how you found one historical character out of millions who was that and you're going to use that. That's not diversity, that's just trying to enforce your diversity on other people where it's not necessary. And that's what spoils games, because we want to play games, and to be honest with all media, unless it's the press, the factual media, if anything is fictional, you want to be playing without politics. You want to be playing characters and games where someone's not thought, how do we make it like this? How do we change it like this? How do we add characters that weren't there? How do we make representations of characters that shouldn't be here? And we don't want that. We want games that are fun, because that's what games are. That's what entertainment is. It's fun. It doesn't have to be political. That's for politics. If you want to make political points and political adjustments to what you think in politics, that's fine. Go on a circuit and tell people how you believe this is wrong and right, but you shouldn't force that into any form of media, and it really doesn't work in video games, because it's really obvious when you've kind of shooed in characters that aren't appropriate or obviously forced, and they look out of place. We could tell straight away. If you came into this game now, you wouldn't think anyone was out of place because it looks right. If you come into a game and you've got medieval kingdom in I don't know, England in 1300, and you've got 3 black characters, 2 Asian characters, and someone who's disabled, it just wouldn't be like it was. So it's obviously forced, and it's obviously going to look wrong, and just because someone wants that to be a diverse video game, it doesn't make it an enjoyable video game, and that's where we're getting away from what should be the priority of making things enjoyable. There's nothing wrong with, obviously, if you've got a normal setting in a normal world now and you think, okay, well, let's just change one of 4 characters to be a black character or a woman, or that's fine, because it would be, and there's no reason it couldn't be. But when you're forcing into situations where it's not, or alternatively constantly forcing the main character to be black, a woman, whatever, that's again not right, because it's been done. It's like movies about women's struggles or someone struggling against it, and they've all been done. They've been done 20, 30 years ago, and they were done better. And land characters for the sake of it that are someone without much struggle, that are a woman or a black character or a black woman character, and just because they happen to be that, you're meant to think that's great, and it's not. It's annoying, it's silly, it's been overdone, and like I said, diversity is diversity if it's appropriate and if it's real, and if it's forced, it's never going to be a good thing, and it's never a good thing for those people that you're trying to help, because it will just annoy the general playing public, the general viewing public, as you know from if you've seen anything on YouTube about current Netflix, Disney projects and games. It won't go down well, and that won't help the people they're trying to push anyway, because pushing anything never helps. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I hope you've listened. You may not agree with everything I said, but I just wanted to say what I said. Like I said, everything's a viewpoint. But in the meantime, from Gaming for Gamers, thanks for watching, and take care till next time.